One of the biggest topics out right now is how focal length affects portraits and headshots. And I'm here to tell you that it's more than just your focal length. It's also the distance from your subject to the lens. And what a lot of people are trying to ask is, what if I'm using a 24 millimeter, 14 millimeter, something very, very ultra wide? How does that affect? And you get something called barrel lens distortion. And I'll show you some examples over here probably. And I'm going to show you some photos that Eastwood took in his studio, and he did a whole group of these, but I'm going to show you about 5 different angles. But basically you get this pin cushion spherized type effect with these ultra wide lenses. And I said 10 meters, 14, etc., etc. And it really affects the way your portraits are going to look, because as you get closer, as I said, it just comes spherized and it just doesn't look good. So as I said, here are some examples of that. Maybe 19 millimeters, 28 millimeters, you're going to see some. But more than that, you know, the best place to put in your portraits, the best focal length to use is about 70 millimeters to kind of start off, to about 135, and even 200 looks fine. But the main problem is people using the wider angles, the ultra wide zoom lenses, and they'll zoom all the way up to 24, and they'll go in really close, and it bends the edges and it just doesn't look that good. So just basically, you have to more than look at your focal length. It's the distance to your subject from the tip of your lens. So that's about it. As I said, you're going to see about 24, 28 millimeters that Steven took, and it's just pin cushioned and just doesn't look good. And the face it's just tucked away. It just becomes very, very slender. As you get more towards 50 millimeters, it starts to, you know, come back and look realistic, etc. And as you hit 70, 135, 200, you see it really starts to become, you know, as it is. And, you know, I hope you easily saw something like that. So my quick tip for this video, besides just answering, you know, what the main problem is, don't use wide angle lenses like a 24 millimeter, 10 millimeter to do a portrait. Plus your background is not going to look good. You're not going to get that awesome bokeh, you know, as you kind of see the bokeh at a 2.8 behind this. I'm using the 28 to 70 Nikon 2.8, and I think it's at about maybe 50 millimeters as it is right now. So that's about it. Hopefully I answered your questions. You guys have any questions down below, please comment, like this video, and hope this was informative. I know this is quick cutting in here, but I wanted to add also that the only way to correct this distortion is to go into a Photoshop, a Lightroom, and to fix it in post. Bug in my face, thank you. And you can bring it back. You can remove the distortion, the vignettes that you might get in your lenses. Back to the video. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Please subscribe. Take it easy.